What is going on, YouTube? Got another scout report for you. Is CAICEDO, if that's how it's pronounced. The young Ecuadorian footballer has been linked with Manchester United, and as you know, I like to cover these types of stories because although we've seen the Bellinghams, we've seen the Haalands, we've seen a lot of young players be linked to United and nothing is made of it. We've also seen the Palestris and we've also seen the Diallos. Now Diallo and Palestri are very, very different to CAICEDO in the sense that we know a lot about them. We know that Diallo's lighting it up in the Serie A, albeit he doesn't play that much, but when he does play, he has a magnificent impact. We know his position. We know Palestri's position. Palestri is actually playing in our academy teams at the moment and our youth teams. So we can actually say we know a lot about those players and our excitement is justified. With CAICEDO, look, all I'm going to say is at this point, I've never seen him play. A lot of people have never seen him play. And if you have seen him play, good for you. You know, I wonder why you're watching Ecuadorian football. But anyways, for those of us who don't know and want to be educated, I've got a bit of a scout report that I've done my research. Yes, TripleM's got you with the scout report. He's a defensive midfielder. Okay, apparently he's also able to play box to box. So what sets him apart from a lot of other players is his ability to break up play, as well as read the game really well. One of the captains from his youth club, basically, and you don't have to take this for gold, you know, his captain's probably lubing up for the sake of it, but his captain said his peripheral vision is absolutely fantastic. In other words, his ability to be aware of where he is and his positional awareness off the ball is fantastic, which you need in a defensive midfielder. But similarly, on the ball, his pass accuracy is actually magnificent. I believe it was something like 94% in the youth league that he played in, not across the whole season, but in a one-off game when he was being scouted, you know, which is mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I will link the article to the scout report down below in case you think I'm just making these numbers up, by the way. I forgot to do that in my previous scout reports. I will link the article down below if you wanna read the full thing. Now, I looked under his style of play and they say he is a versatile defensive midfielder. He's capable of playing in a holding pivot role, but he's also capable of playing as a box-to-box, and he's also capable of being in a double pivot. In other words, in a versatile role where you kind of juggle the responsibilities, kind of like at Manchester United, which I think is very, very good. Going forward, apparently he's really energetic. Apparently he can cover a lot of grass, which is good. We like that because it means he's going to be a hard worker. But the reality is he is playing in a youth Ecuadorian league, you know, as a youth player. And at the end of the day, the quality is nowhere near as good as the Premier League. Forget the Premier League even. It's nowhere near the Championship or even some of the better European leagues around the world. Like if this was a French League player or a Serie A player like Diallo, I would definitely take the scout report more seriously. But that's just my opinion. The positives to this is everything in the scout report seems like the type of player Manchester United need. My only problem is I personally feel like we need a DM now. I personally feel like DM and centre-back are the positions where you can't buy someone who's going to be good in the next 3 to 5 years. You buy someone who's going to be good now, who's going to bring experience now, who's going to bring leadership now. Because I feel like games are won and lost in the midfield, especially in the Premier League with how physical it is. And your ability to retain the ball, your ability to control the game, your ability to command and have dominating performances comes from your midfielders, particularly your central defensive midfielder, right? Like we look at some of the teams that have won the league over the last few seasons and have done exceptionally well. Whether you look at Man City, whether you look at Leicester City with their fluke league title according to some people, whether you look at Chelsea or whether you look at Liverpool, they all have an extremely hard-working midfield. Yes, they have patterns of play. Yes, they have a system, but they have CDMs who are at least either in the world-class skill bracket or just under, and have the experience and the leadership to dominate and command a midfield. Fabinho, Fernandinho, when Pep became very good. Kante for both Leicester and for Chelsea. And some people can get into a debate about whether Kante was really a CDM at Leicester. I'm not going to get into that debate. The point is, this guy is versatile and he's not just a CDM, much like a Kante. Now, he's nowhere near the level of a Kante, obviously, but he fits the same profile in how he plays according to the scout report. So I'm excited for it. And one thing I will say to end off the video is these types of deals, the reason why I make these scout report videos, the reason why I love talking about these types of things is Manchester United, throughout their history, when we've done well and when the things that I associate very closely to the ethos and the culture of our club is our ability to sign no-name young players who are looking for that step up, who are looking for that shot, who are looking for an opportunity to get to a big name club and make a career for themselves. Cristiano Ronaldo, Nani, Kagawa, Bruno Fernandes, Park Ji-sung. The list goes on of young players. And I'm not just naming the ones that have done well, by the way. People like Memphis Depay have gone on to Lyon and have made a name for themselves just because they played for Manchester United. You know, I don't think he would have ended up at Lyon if he didn't come through this route and if it wasn't for Van Gaal signing him, you know. So this is what excites me. People talk about how we blowed loads of money over the last 7 years, and I agree. We have moved away from that model. But even when you look at some of the players we've blowed money on, Paul Pogba, a lot of people forget that Paul Pogba was actually in our youth setup. He didn't come straight through the youth setup, but we got him from Italy at the ripe age of about 16 or 15, and then Sir Alex sold him later in his teenage years back to Juventus, and then we bought him back, which was obviously a mistake, according to some people, or it just hasn't worked out. Whatever, that's not the video for that. But yeah, I'm really excited about this player because he seems like the type of player who Manchester United should acquire. And I don't know when he'll ever be ready to play for the first team, but I would fancy seeing him play for the U team, kind of like Pellistri has. Diallo's coming in the summer, in the January, sorry. I keep saying summer because obviously I live in South Africa and it's summer out here. So, you know, the whole summer winter transfer window thing kind of still messes with me as a global fan. But anyways, I'm really excited because Diallo's coming in. Pellestri's looking good for the U team. He's not quite ready yet, but he is lighting it up, you know, as a youth player. And now we've got this potential with CAICEDO. And like I said, it might not happen. Bellingham didn't happen. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that's been your scout report. I will link the article down below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and please do subscribe. It's massively, massively important to me and it would mean the world. But thank you for watching my video anyways, even if you don't. Peace.